This is a food video. OMG. It has been ages since I have looked at a food video. I am so excited. Inside NYC's only Michelin star Indian restaurant.
Ooh.
On the line by Bon Appétit. I love food. Do you love food?
I'm obsessed with food.
Let's do this.
Semma is the only Indian restaurant that has Michelin star in New York City.
Interesting.
Semma is a South Indian restaurant where
Ooh.
we focus on regional Southern Indian cuisine, mostly from Tamil Nadu, where
wow.
I grew up eating. As executive chef, we also have such a huge responsibility
That looks,
to
the
represent the Indian
presentation's
culture,
so nice.
cuisine, which we enjoy it.
I like how they look like they're having fun. They love their job too.
Yeah.
Oh my
I want
goodness.
to go.
Hello, good afternoon. Welcome
Oh,
to Semma.
he's
This
got
is
a
Vijay,
great
the executive
smile.
chef, partner at Semma.
Sweet.
This is 12:30. Let's see what's happening in the kitchen.
He's
Come on
so
in, follow
happy.
me.
I love it.
Oh, he should be. He's got a Michelin star restaurant.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
It's a big deal.
Food prep.
So we open for service at 5, and then we already have a couple of prep chefs who
Okay.
started
Okay.
the day, who received all the ingredients, who checked the quality, who started prepping for the whole day.
Okay.
All right, I'm going
Wow.
to be changing and be back. Bye.
He's so cute.
So adorable. Oh my
Alright,
gosh, look at all of
ready?
the like
Let's
fresh
go see the
ingredients.
prep chef. This is Chef Suresh.
Nice to meet you.
So we
Nice
know
to meet
each
you.
other for 25 years.
I like
we went
that
to college together.
it's
He's my
authentic.
childhood buddy.
Yeah.
He's the one who does all the cooking, making all the sauces, curries.
Wow.
Since it's our food, like we grew up eating it, I don't need to go and check everything like hey, how it is. Like, you know, I don't need to check all the qualities because he takes
Exactly,
care of everything. So I'm so
authentic.
blessed to have him in the
Yeah.
kitchen.
He knows.
Each time I'm preparing 4-5 dishes at the same time.
So once
Wow.
this batch is done, he'll be making like another batch that we keep.
We're like 1.5 minutes into this video. I want to know how many people already took to the comments and were like, my mom cooks like this every day. Like, what's the big deal with this?
We
like,
don't get that
what
out
makes
here.
this Michelin star? Yeah, exactly.
It's hard to get, but not only that, there's not many Indian food restaurants. I feel like. And
there
the ones
are,
that-
but I cannot vouch for
the
the
quality?
authenticity because it's the same with Thai restaurants here in the States. It's like there are, and I'll go to them and I'll eat them and stuff, but the difference is night and day when I go back to Thailand.
I've had some authentic Indian food.
Yeah,
Right.
like home cooked.
Yes.
Yeah.
Straight up home cooked from friends and their families. And I've also had Indian food, same dishes where I was like, this is not right.
Yeah,
And I feel like when you have people that are like, whether that's Mexican food, sushi, or Indian food, for example, right? But I feel like Indian food in particular is very hard to do. Even Japanese food, right?
Yeah.
When you actually have somebody who grew up on the food, it's different.
and not only that though,
It's very
but
different
I think
and it's very on point.
yeah, the commitment to the fresh ingredients and preparing it that way changes everything because I see restaurants where they are Indian owners or like Indian staff, but I think they adjust the food for the American
Americans,
palate.
because it becomes
Exactly. It
Americanized,
becomes
yes.
Americanized because that's what people want.
Keep making till
Germany
like
has the
4:30
worst.
till the service starts.
Say-
We don't use anything
No
for the
offense,
next day
Germany.
because we make everything from scratch just for the day.
Wow.
What he does is he just cook every single
scratch,
dish
every day.
for the whole day because he's very talented. That's why he's making five things at the same time.
Yeah, I can-
When you make
I
four,
struggle to do, like,
five things
two at the same time.
You get things done quickly. And also it's challenging because you have to keep an eye on everything,
Yeah.
not getting burnt anything. To make
Wow.
sure that you maintain all the
imagine you burnt it
quality
once and then you're like,
consistency.
shit.
Our
gotta
concept is
throw it
energetic
again.
food. So we
He's
just
sweating
like to
back there.
cook How we cook
Yeah,
back
look
home.
at the
I don't think we
chilies.
modify
I bet it
it.
smells
We don't
so
really
good.
try
Yeah.
to turn down any spices. We just cook how we cook back home, except the quantity is big.
Yeah.
Okay.
Seems like Chef Suresh is
Done.
So they
having
do
everything
it for
under
the whole
control, so I
day.
don't think I need to be here, so he got it.
Yeah, so like I guess they would make
They
the base
pre-make it.
the base sauces and stuff and then
We get
Yeah,
booked every single
make
night.
individual
As soon as we open the reservation, we get booked like 2 weeks in advance. On top of what
2
we get
weeks
booked, we do have
advance.
about 1,000 to 1,400 people on notify list to get in.
Wow.
So we do a free seating, so like 5, 7, 9. So we do about 230 covers a night.
okay.
This is
So
our KDS, which is a kitchen display screen.
The prices are
what
probably
we do
more.
is we have a
Oh yeah,
certain dishes we have to
if you have a
pre-order.
Michelin
Like we have a
star,
pre-order crab, so I go
Oh, like,
check
look
the
at that, yeah,
reservation, see how many crabs that
$50.
they have pre-ordered.
Wow.
So I just go to the
not bad.
system, I let the chef know how many they have to prep every day. So I do track every single day how many dishes we've been selling it. That way I can give them exact quantity that they can prepare per day, so we don't waste it another
so you
day.
don't waste.
I'm doing it right here in the kitchen, so I can
you know what's
interact with the
popular,
chefs
what's not.
too to make sure they have enough quantity that I'm putting in the system. Let's say if I put on 10 lobsters, and then they have only 5 lobsters, that doesn't make sense. So I'll make sure it's 10 in the kitchen. I'll interact with them, make sure they have a right amount of quantity
colors of the
that they
Indian
have in
flag.
the kitchen
That's so
before I put
cute.
in the system. Once it's done, what I do, I just take a picture, I send it to all the chefs, so they know exactly how many to be made every day.
Oh,
it
so
looks
they
great.
they
Next thing we're
pre-order
gonna do
what
is
they
we're gonna move on
want.
to the cooking section.
That's actually pretty smart. Then you don't waste anything.
Well, like I think it's like you just kind of
All right, it's 3 p.m.
You know
Everybody's in the
kind
kitchen
of what
right
people
now.
like.
This is our dish pit where all the dishes being cleaned, and that's the Chef Sebastian is prepping his seafood. He's prepping his lobster and everything. So they are prepping their own section. And then here it is. I think the chef. What are you making here, Marcus? It's called raita. It's a side dish which
I
has
love
yogurt,
raita.
cucumber, and chopped onions. Can you taste it? All right. Part of my job as executive chef is I have to make sure I taste everything.
I was gonna be like, they don't look Indian, but then I was like, oh, maybe they're from the Northeast.
Very good.
But
look at the consistency.
okay, they got it dialed down.
It should be too
Yeah.
watery, it should be too thick. This is the right, perfect
Here-
consistency for raita.
No, they-
I mean,
You
our
remember the
raita.
last guy, he did
everybody has
test.
their own raita, but this is how
Yeah.
raita is supposed to be.
With them, he
Very
has
good.
to test.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
So
He's
right
like,
here, these two gentlemen, they
You
make
learned well.
potato masala for the gunpowder dosa. This is the boiled potatoes. They're just peeling it right now. Once it's peeled, they're going to mix with all the spice mixture that goes into
I wanna
the
eat
gunpowder
that.
dosa.
Powder.
I think they like to
love
use
a
their bare
dosa.
hands with the glouses because that's much more efficient than using the peeler or whatever it is.
Huh.
I don't worry too much because I know my team, but my team they always crush it, they nail it, they do the best job they can
my
do.
God, that looks
but
so good.
just to make sure to double check it, triple check it, because we want to make sure every single guest that has the best experience possible.
Yeah,
Majority
that's
of
how you
dishes
get your
are
Michelin
very
star.
labor intensive. For example, a dosa takes 3 days to just prep it. Just like that,
Wow,
every single dish has
3
like
days
a lot
to
of
prep
prep
that.
to do. So it takes about 2 to 3 days to make one single dish. Can I
Wow.
say one thing? I was going to say all this, guys. For me, I believe in people who works really hard, who has a dedication and passion. So as you can see, all these gentlemen, they started as a dishwasher
Smile, guys.
like
Yeah.
2 years ago. I saw the hunger in their eyes, how they want to learn and grow.
I love
so
that.
as you can see, they are working the line right now. He makes all the pastries. He does all this expediting when
Oh,
I'm not
that's
there.
really nice.
And he does all the prep for the post section. That makes me very happy that I was able to work with them even though with the dishwasher. I was able to give them a chance, and they feel so appreciated.
Wow. So,
That was
Kristen,
sweet. Yep, I know.
they don't have to be Indian.
No.
They can learn.
They can learn. They can learn. But the owner's Indian.
That's right. My sister told me this. She's like, actually, a lot of Mexican food and Indian food use the same
Similar
ingredients, but you just,
Interesting.
it's like a remix.
Yeah.
You know?
You switch it up
You cook
with
it
what
in a
you
different
wear it.
way.
Yeah.
And so,
Like the way you wear it's different.
yeah, exactly that. Exactly that, Kristen. I do appreciate that he gave them
Yes,
the
the job-
opportunity.
I like that too. I really do. And they're doing a great job. I like that he tests it and he goes, "You're doing a great job. This is right."
yeah.
1 hour, I'll be checking every single section
Okay.
to make sure that everything's been prepared
Good.
to our standard, and then they are tasted great.
Oh, wow. Gosh, that's a really long time for
It's
prep.
4 p.m. now. Like as you can see, the kitchen is so chaos, because we have like 1 more hour to open the service. Dosa, we call it gunpowder dosa. It's one of our most signature
That
dishes on the
looks
menu. We sell about at least 150 dosas a day. Every single one
150 a
gets
day.
dosa, just so you know.
For $21, it better be
Alright.
the best
So I'm just gonna
freaking
make it
tasting dosa I've
You just have
ever
to
had in my
season the grill
life.
before you make dosas. You have to make sure it's on right temperature. Like, if it is too low or if it is too hot, you can able to get the right color and right consistency. And as you can see, you have like a 3
Yeah.
rounds, right? So that's how you make dosa, because that has the right amount of temperature.
Oh,
Sprinkle
okay.
some ghee a little bit right here to make sure it doesn't get stuck in the griddle. You should have some kind of greasiness. And also you have to make sure you don't put too much ghee also. When you put too much ghee, you don't get the texture.
Okay.
Whoa.
Wow.
You have to spread them equally, that's it. Otherwise, if
And
it's
we've
so
got the-
thick in the one
the
side,
portion
it'll be very crispy on the side, so it
down.
has to be spread equally.
What is
Because
that?
when you put the lentils, all
Oh,
the lentils absorb
I wanna
all the
eat
ghee
that.
from there. So they'll be so dry, so you have to make sure you have enough ghee in it. So.
Okay, so like nice and
Look how smooth he is. with that.
yeah.
All right. Not bad. There you go.
I want to eat
Thank
this.
you. All right, hey, let's go.
With the sambar. Nice. All right. Okay.
All right, it's 4:30 now. It's a time for pre-shift. So we're all gonna cuddle together. We talk about what do you have in the book, like how many reservations, what are the dietary restrictions, who are the VIPs, all those
Oh, it
details.
says like a group.
Tonight we have 174 covers. We have a pretty extensive first round. At 5 o'clock, a lot of tables are coming in. We have a couple dietary restrictions tonight. We have 4 crabs pre-ordered, none to sell. That's pretty much it for tonight.
You guys been crushing it as always. I don't have to repeat this every single day. Keep up the good work. That's it. Amazing. Let's rock and roll.
That's rock and roll,
He's so
guys.
cute.
He's adorable.
Oh my gosh.
That looks delicious.
They really make these
All right, it's
beautiful.
4:55 now. We have like 5 minutes to open the doors. So this is the expo station. We're just kind of setting it up. So you get all the tickets right here. Like whatever. They also get a printed version of copy, so I can also see all the tickets that we have here. So it kind of give me an idea. If something
there
takes
goes.
more than 15, 20
Yeah.
minutes, so I can see the screen how long the ticket has been there.
Oh, so
I
is he
can
just
either we can go
expediting?
ask them to expedite as quick as possible, or if something goes wrong, if something's not right, for some reason the dish is not executed in a timely way, we can go speak to the guests for some reason,
Is it always this quiet right before service?
Yes.
They're just behaving.
I was gonna say like
That was funny.
the calm
I'm just
before the
warming the plates
storm.
before service.
I love how humble and sweet he is.
Yeah.
He's like, no, they're just behaving. He's funny
You have
too.
to make sure the plate has to be hot in order to maintain
Oh.
the temperature of the food. All right,
Oh.
it's 5:10 now. I'm just gonna go upstairs, take a look how many guests have been seated so far. So it gives me an idea for the cooks, like mentally they can prepare, like how many tickets are gonna come in. Yeah, I can already see like
He's
almost
just like, ooh.
50% of the dining room got filled up in 10 minutes.
Wow.
That's
He's
impressive.
so
How are you? Welcome.
stoked.
How are you? Yeah,
This
so
man,
first time, or you have
he
been here
deserves the
before?
world.
I've been here before.
Oh, thanks for taking all of them here.
It's a big
Thank you.
old
I hope you
laugh.
enjoy it.
Thanks for taking all of them here. I spend lots of money.
Just a quick heads up, almost like 50 to 60% of the dining room got filled up already. So we're gonna get harder like in
It's gonna be
15, 20
busy.
minutes, so get ready.
Oh, that looks like a Thai dessert.
Looks like a vacuum.
All right.
Oh, no,
This is
the-
first
the
ticket.
white
It's,
one. Yeah.
5:15. We have a gunpowder
Does it look
dosa
like a
and
big
lamb.
vacuum in there?
Yeah.
Lamb, which is article
I know it's
chicken.
not vacuum, guys.
What is
It's
it
one-
called? An
it's a-
immersion mixer.
yes.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right. One for beach and one for
small
101. Yes, sir. Thank you. Sometimes it looks dry because we are the gunpowder, so I want to make it a little more,
What is the
fresh and
gunpowder?
deep.
Is that
All right, guys.
masala?
Thank you. 305, please. Thank you.
I would buy it just because it
All right,
says
we got a second ticket
gunpowder.
now. Guys, 305, mung bean, please. Thank you. First say 305,
Wow.
Paniyaram.
The presentation
So we have like
so
4
nice.
gentlemen, men in black, right here, beautifully dressed, including Francisco. We call
Hey,
him
yo.
Papa. Papa is the senior-most guy in the kitchen. So all 4 of the gentlemen, we call them food runners.
He's-
They are the
that
one who
food
takes
runner guy
all the
looks like
food,
he could-
so
he could be
hard,
a movie
piping
star.
hot to
I know, I
the
was
table.
thinking the same
They
thing.
literally run to the table from here, from kitchen to table. That's why they call food runner. They take turns, they fight sometime.
They fight sometimes.
Yes, and the lamp for no
Let's be
four, right?
honest.
206 lamps. Let's say we have 10 prawns, right? Like we have like 10, 15 prawns at the same time. So instead of going the KDS one by one, I'll write in a paper. Sometimes they make all the 6, 7 ordered prawns at the same time. I'll just give the
Okay.
paper to them so they know exactly what table they have to go.
Right.
When we design the
That's
menu,
smart. Yeah.
I also wanted to make them feel like eating at the home, right? Thank you. That
that
looks
looks so good.
beautiful.
Oh wow, that's so
305,
cute.
please. Thank
That's
you.
really cute. I
And
like the way they did that.
So many food has been plated in the
That's so
wooden plates
pretty.
because I grew up in a farmer family. Like grew up in such a small farm.
Wow.
We used to
Now
eat
you're
food out of, like, the
thriving.
banana
Yeah.
leaves and like wooden plates and like bamboo leaves and stuff like that, right? So I just
Actually-
wanted to bring back the same exact memory
Farm
how
life
I
is
grew up eating
thriving
it.
too.
So that was the
Everything
idea.
fresh.
Okay. I love this because this is like the typical like white people experience when you go to like you go to a fancy restaurant, right?
Yeah.
And then like they serve it on the banana leaf that was like when I lived in the village that I grew up in and blah blah blah, and all the white people are like, oh my God, it feels so authentic. Like, this is so amazing. And then meanwhile, the restaurant owner's like, and I'm charging you
For a
100
leaf.
times more than what it would cost to have it. But it's fun. I really like the presentation. Like, all jokes aside, though, I'm a sucker for this.
I am too.
looks like crap. Does not look pretty, but I am not a professional chef. When you come and eat at my house, it's going to taste fab, but it's probably going to look like hot trash.
You want table number? 202. Yeah. You can see that screen get filled out like to the second bed. Then that's where I'm really busy. Like no, then we are like super busy. This dosa, even he told me not to give it to us, give it to the guest because it's slightly darker than usually. So this is the right color, but this is a little too dark, so we're not serving this. So this either goes to family or we might discard it. It is a lot of money, yes, but we
I would
also
be eating
take
that
a
in the
pride.
back. Yeah.
We want to make sure that we get the best food to our guests.
I like that he
How
showed
many
a little
seats
mess up.
at the bar got
Yeah.
filled up? How many?
Almost everything.
That's nice.
Everything
What is that? It looks like a
And this is
pancake.
called
Yeah.
piratal. This is the snail
Oh,
dish. So
snails?
this is something that my grandma
I
used
thought the
to
snails
make it.
were
Every time we used to
decoration
go
at
visit
first.
her during the school holidays, we used to help her in like foraging snails and at a rice paddy farm. So she used to take us for like hunting, snail foraging, all those things, right? Like fishing.
Sounds like
so
you had
this
a
is something we
solid
used
life.
to help my grandmother foraging the snails.
Aw.
Once the snail is foraged, she used to cook them at the open fire in a mud farm, and then we used to eat on a banana leaf, literally in the middle of rice paddy farm. So this is something we just want to replicate exactly how my grandma used to make it. All right.
That's cute.
Thank you. This is for the shoot, please. Thank you. Is all the table got filled up? It's 5:40.
Yeah, chef. Mostly.
Okay.
Oh yeah,
Everyone's
it's
here.
picking up now. You can see the heat.
He's just laughing. He's like, ha 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 ha.
Ooh, look at this one.
All right,
Oh,
this
that
is
looks like a
the
steak
we call it
tartare.
Ullavar Sunday Porial.
Oh, it's liver.
Which is seasonal Porial. Ullavar Sunday means like farmers market in Tamil. It's a very
Oh,
simple,
beets.
very humble dish.
Butternut
that is
squash.
made with
Oh my gosh,
That
I
sounds
would love
delicious.
that.
seasonal vegetables assorted with fresh coconuts. We are using red beets, golden beets, and butternut squash and mustard seeds. Guys, can we put some more flowers?
I'm like, it looks like
Emily,
a steak tartare,
this goes
so
to
not
2 or 2, please. 2
vegetarian.
Porial for 2 or 2.
I thought it was ahi and
We have a rule that we have to repeat each other.
It looks
We just want to
amazing,
make sure
though.
we're on
I
the same
love
page.
beets.
We want to make sure they hear me properly, and I want to make sure I hear them properly. To make sure we have effective communication, that we don't make mistakes.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
The server takes care of the pacing because they coordinate with the guest. They ask the guest like how do they like to post it out, or they give the recommendation like how the food can go out because they know exactly how to pace it out.
Right.
Sometimes they like to have those as a main course too. So we like to make sure that the food is being sent out exactly how they want to be. So
Good. That's
why the
a good
communication is
restaurant.
happening. All right, it's almost 6 now. I think we almost sold about 30 dosas, more than 30 dosas.
Wow. Okay. Well, I mean, if you're coming to a South Indian restaurant, you're going to have a dosa.
The expediting
If
can
you
be really
don't, you're doing it
stressful
wrong.
because every single section is like completely busy, and we have a responsibility. Even though if you're busy, it's not an excuse. We have to make sure every single dish has been executed in a way it's supposed to be.
Well,
in
you've
terms
got a
of
Michelin star.
temperature,
That's your
taste,
job.
Consistency, everything.
Yeah.
All right,
Wow.
6:30 now. Things are kind of slowing down. Thank you so much for spending the whole day
Oh,
with
thank
us and
you.
learning all our stories in the KS kitchen. We still have 2 more sitting to go, like 7 and 9, and get out of here.
Get out of here.
He's so lovable.
He's so
That
charming.
Just off of his personality and the way he smiles
Yeah.
and how inviting he is, I would want to go to his restaurant because he would make me feel at home
Yeah.
and very like, and I think like that's what he has going for him as well. I love that he talked about, the mess ups as well as like where they thrive. I like that he was so humble, but also brought in the reality of what it takes behind the closed doors. That
Absolutely.
you don't see, and that I like that he's like, we're not perfect, but we make sure that it's perfect.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean,
it's pretty cool.
because Michelin, to get a Michelin star is
It's very hard.
It's very hard. And I believe it's not just like the food that has to be of like a top quality, but it's also the experience and everything. So I can understand why he's just so focused on like everything has to come out perfect.
Yeah.
Because especially when you're going to a Michelin star restaurant, you're really expecting like top notch service and food. And if you don't receive that, because for some people, or for many people, this might not be an everyday occurrence. Like, how often do you go to a Michelin star restaurant? Like, not even just Michelin recommended, because that's a different thing, but Michelin starred. And, you're probably dropping like a few $100s per person. So if you're spending that much money, you want to make sure that the experience is like the best that it can possibly be. And I really appreciate seeing like just how dedicated he is to making sure that it's truly the best. And the food looks so interesting as well.
So tasty, especially the beet. That little beet concoction and then the potato. Oh, I like that he brought his home.
Yeah.
Into his kitchen. He brings the home from where he grew up and brought his history and his upbringing with him. And it's like, to me, I'm like, for a place to become this amazing, you had to have really loved the food that was made at home. You had to want to do that as a career too, right? You must have really loved and had a great experience with the food and what you had available to you. And I love that he came from a farm. I love that. That means, he knows exactly what is fresh. Yeah. He knows what it is to have fresh food that is delicious and not just... I've noticed people who live on farms, have their own gardens and stuff like that. When you taste their food, it is very different. And their standards are a lot higher as well. Yeah. And it seems like, from his family, he's learned a lot. It's made him a success.
Yeah, I mean, it's so cool that he gets to share it, and especially in like a big city like New York.
That's hard.
Yeah,
that's hard.
You probably wouldn't have access to this type of home cooked, like very authentic tasting food. And so it does feel like a special treat because like even I had a friend who, I don't think her restaurant is still there, but she used to have a restaurant in Berlin, Thai restaurant. But it was kind of similar in the sense of like everything that she got was like local and from like farms in the area. But it was all like Thai food that she grew up having. And so, for a lot of people who are not Thai, it's like, oh my God, but what an opportunity to get to taste this like food that is beautifully beautifully presented and also with mindfully sourced ingredients and just, get a taste of what it's like for, people who grew up there.
What an honor that they're the only Indian restaurant that has received this star.
I know.
That's pretty baller.
That's incredible.
That is definitely, he has bragging rights and yet he's so humble.
Yeah.
I really, really love his personality.
Yeah.
I really love him. I would want to work for him.
Well, the camera's on, so he's probably showing the best side, but he seems like a super nice guy.
Super chill.
Yeah.
I like the part where I know I already brought it up, but where they're like, are they normally this quiet? He goes, they're just behaving.
Says everything. Anyway, you guys, thanks so much for joining us. Hope this didn't make you too hungry. And I would definitely want to go visit.
I would go.
Yeah.
2 weeks, you got to book in advance.
Yeah. Probably 1 month would be good. Anyway, this was really fun, you guys. Let us know what else you'd like us to check out, and we will see you next time. I'm ACHARA KIRK. This is
KRISTEN STEPHENSONPINO.
Ciao.